Hello, welcome to the program, Like Nobody's Business. I'm Kristin McMillan. I'm President and CEO of the Las Vegas Metro Chamber of Commerce. The Metro Chamber has been at the forefront of connecting leaders who are making things happen in this community, those who are innovative and are driving our economy forward. People who run businesses, local governments, educational institutions, and nonprofits. Real leaders with the fortitude to dream big and to make bold moves. Those who are leading the charge like nobody's business. And we're here to bring those leaders to you. The core mission of the Chamber really is to help the economy grow. And we do that by providing programs and connecting our business leaders together so that they can succeed, they can grow, and they can create jobs. And at the very core of our economy is the travel, tourism, and hospitality industry. And of course, we certainly know that that segment, that industry, is one that has to constantly reinvent itself. And we have some major economic development news to talk about, and that is we are expanding the Las Vegas Convention Center District. It is a major economic development project that's bringing many, many benefits to our community. We want to talk about that today and other things with our very special guest, Rossi Ralenkotter. And Rossi is the President and CEO of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, otherwise known as the LVCVA. So welcome to our program, Rossi.
Thank you very much. It's very nice to be here.
It's great to have you. Rossi, you've been in this community for 66 years and well over 40 years at the LVCVA. And so you have some really interesting perspectives on what's gone on over the years. But first of all, let's stop and talk about the LVCVA a little bit, because I'm not sure that everybody knows what it is that your organization does. And there really are two things that you do, which is unique amongst your industry, and that is that you market Las Vegas as a destination, number one, and number two, you run a convention, a major convention facility. So can you describe a little bit more about those aspects of your organization?
Well, we are unique in the fact that we're one of the few convention bureaus, visitors authorities, that does both the destination marketing as well as run the convention center itself. And so that makes us unique and different. But from a competitive standpoint, it allows us to control the dates in our building to make sure that we're actually working closely with the hotels to bring conventions in when they need business. And if you go back to the history of how we were formed, Las Vegas was having a building boom of hotels in the mid-50s. I think they were building about 3,500 rooms, and midweek business was very slow. And so the hotel people, the Chamber of Commerce, business leaders all got together and said that we needed to have a convention center and somebody to promote the destination in Las Vegas. And so that's how we were created by the legislature, signed into law by the governor, funded by a 5% room tax, and that was a key to our funding source, because that has been really how we've been able to do all the programs we've had in those times. And we were the Fair and Recreation Board, so everyone who lives in Clark County, Las Vegas, Greater Las Vegas, benefits from the convention center, benefits from the visitors and the room tax. And so that was kind of the genesis of us starting out. But we evolved from the beginning as having a building and then also doing the marketing and the advertising. And so we knew that was a critical way for us. Makes us different because we get close to those big building customers who have been coming here year after year. We've had an evolution of those over the past 25 to 30 years as we started getting big national, international conventions. But the fact that we can market the destination both to the convention side as well as the leisure side is a big part of our success.
Well, and that synergy has resulted in the LVCVA, the Convention Authority, or the Convention Center, being the top trade show, being named the top trade show in the United States for about 23 years running. Isn't that correct?
Right. There's a report that's the Trade Show 250 of North America, and we've been number one for 23 years. That means we have more than any other city in the country.
So, beyond what you told me in terms of the combination of the destination marketing organization and the convention center, what else do you attribute your success to in terms of your competitors? How is it that you've maintained the status of being number one for 23 years?
Well, first of all, Las Vegas is the only city that really evolved to host people. If you go back to our history, that's what how we were formed, and it's still our number one economic driver for jobs, and that's been critical to the success and the growth of Southern Nevada. But it really goes back to that being able to market and sell and bring people together. And from the standpoint of how we distribute our dollars, it goes back to market segments, marketing research. All of our stuff that we do is market research driven. And so those have been some of the hallmark standards that we've had over the years. And the resort industry here, really, they do get the fact that they need to take care of the customers, and we deliver on the brand promise. Proximity to the airport is a big competitive set. We have 150,000 rooms here in Las Vegas. Fortunately for us, the entrepreneurs, the corporations keep reinventing Las Vegas. We're going through another phase right now, and so that's been really the reason why we have been successful. When I first went to the convention center, 75% of the revenue in the hotels was gaming. Now that's down to about 45%. So the hotel people knew that the product had to satisfy different needs of different people and deliver on the experience itself.
So the marketing is essential, and you've talked a little bit about the brand promise and delivering on the brand promise. Can you talk a little bit about the brand and how the brand has evolved over the years?
At the end of 1999, we decided that we needed to find out what was the essence of the brand of Las Vegas. What did it really mean to people? Why were we so special to people who kept coming back to our city? And also, why did we induce people to be here? And so we did a tremendous amount of research. We did over 3,000 interviews. We did focus groups, trying to find out what it meant to people. First of all, Las Vegas has a price point and a product for everybody. We have an activity for everybody, so that's number one. But number two, when you distill down all of those things that talk about the brand essence, it's about adult freedom. And we give people permission to have a good time and to experience things that they may not experience at home. They may stay up 24 hours, they may go off their diet, all of the things that you can do here. And that evolved into the Las Vegas Stories, which is the What Happens Here Stays Here campaign. Mm-hmm. And so that dovetailed right into what people were thinking about. We made that change at the same time that the marketing companies in America and throughout the world, but more succinctly in America, were looking at what is this brand? What is our brand? Why did they pick this particular car? Why did they pick this particular destination? We were well ahead of them on that. Mm-hmm. And so we've been able to resonate with our customers. They remember these commercials. They tell us about these commercials, something that they saw 10, 12 years ago. So it's been the best run campaign, the most successful campaign in the tourism industry.
So I guess what you're really saying is that Las Vegas doesn't sell itself, right?
That's right. I've had a lot of people over the years say that you don't need to market or sell Las Vegas. It sells itself, and it doesn't. You need to keep informing people of what we have, new things that are happening in the destination, reasons why they should come here, the fact that we have changing demographics of the population of the country, more international visitors. So when you put all those things together, you need to go out there and provide that information. You need to be in the marketplace. There's more competition now than there ever has been, whether it's on the business side with trade shows or on the leisure side, special events. And so the things that people are looking for, the experience that they're looking for, fortunately Las Vegas continues to provide that.
You've said two things, and I want to stop and talk about competition a little bit because we've talked about how things have evolved over the years. What I'd like to focus on now is the future. We just had a board meeting today at the LVCVA where we had a presentation from R&R partners, and they talked about the marketing for 2018 and beyond into 2020 and all the things that the destination needs to be thinking about in order to stay relevant, really. Part of it was, I believe, maintaining or being able to promote an experience for people. How important is that experiential adventure in this day and age?
Today it's all about travel. That's why people are looking to travel. It's to experience things that they want to do with their significant other, or what they may want to do with their family or their friends or whatever. But it's those shared experiences, and we see it across the board, whether you're a millennial or a baby boomer. And so we know that is an important part of what is happening there. If you look at all the different devices that we all have, the laptops and the cell phones and all the things that we have to get information, people spend about 6 hours a day, adults about 6 hours a day on those devices. And so we know we have to reach out to them through those distribution channels to give them information on Las Vegas. We need to give them a reason to be here, let them know what is going on. 43 million people a year we will probably have by the end of 2017. That means that when January 1st of 2018 hits, we start with 0 visitors and we start building to 43, 44 in the future. And so in that, you've got a certain percentage that are first-time visitors, so we need to get new customers coming in, repeat visitors, new conventions, special events, all the activities. We're adding the Golden Knights, and now we're going to be the Las Vegas Raiders. We've got the soccer downtown. So we keep doing this, the destination keeps doing this, and that reinvention, that redeveloping all the things that you have, and making sure it's on the cutting edge, whether it's the day clubs at the hotels, or the types of entertainment now, the entertainers in residency, all the cirque shows. You can't experience that anyplace else in the world. We'll have more special events in 1 month than many communities have in an entire year, and we have to really compliment the hotel people, the leaders there who keep looking at ways to make this destination better.
Let's turn our attention a little bit to the expansion and the renovation of the convention facilities, which you're calling the Convention Center District, I believe.
Right.
And also talk a little bit about how to stay ahead of the competition, because I can only imagine that Las Vegas has a big red target on its back, right? In terms of
Always.
Orlando and Chicago and San Diego and others that really want to beat us out. So talk about that a little bit, and how that entered into the decision to expand and renovate the convention facilities, and talk about that process a little bit.
Yeah, when you look at what's happening in the industry, they point us out. They'll say we need to expand our convention center because we want to take business away from Las Vegas. You know, we have 3 of the 11 largest convention centers in North America in Las Vegas itself, and so our goal, besides putting heads in beds, people in the hotel rooms, is to have a convention moving into Mandalay Bay, one going on at the Sands Expo, and one moving out of the convention center, Las Vegas Convention Center. That's our ultimate goal. So we have the facilities, we have the number of rooms, but they're all looking to find ways to take space from us, take business away from us. And they're having renovations, they're having additions. Miami has one going on right now. Orlando is going to be going into a new one. Houston just finished with one. Chicago finished one about 2 years ago. So everybody's looking to try to take that business away from us, and so we just need to be better and provide more services. And so we looked at our facility, we had focus groups with our customers and non-customers, and find out what they needed to have for the next 25 to 30 years. Also met with the hotel people relative to that, and so that's what we're going to be starting here. In fact, we've already started it. The governor signed the bill that allows us to issue bonds of $1.4 billion. We're going to go from 3 million square feet of space to 5 million square feet of total space. We're going to add 600,000 square feet of exhibit space. We're going to add about 200,000 square feet of meeting space. And so that will allow us to do that competitive set. Our big customers, the ones we get here on an annual basis, CES and Magic and SEMA, those bigger shows, needed to have that space. And so this will make us competitive. And we're going to have the latest technology, the latest ways to move people around the building, all of the wayfinding information that people will need. We're going to make it very user-friendly. We will be developing connecting points for people to conduct business within the building itself. And so all of that's going to be very future-looking because we have to be able to do that to compete.
What do you think would have happened if we hadn't made that decision to move forward?
Well, I won't mention any destinations, but there have been some cities who just didn't improve their facilities, and so they fell behind. If we didn't do anything at all, it would put us so far behind the curve that it would make it very difficult to catch up, because once you lose a major convention to another city, it's more difficult to get them back. It's easier to keep them in your destination by providing them with what they need to be a successful trade show or successful convention. And so, but we can't stand still. I mean, there's going to be more rooms added in Las Vegas. There's about another 10,000 rooms over the next 6-7 years. There's going to be more convention space. And so we need to make sure that we're right in front of everybody else and staying number one.
So let's talk about some of the impacts, the positive impacts, the benefits to the community, to our residents, to our jobs, to job creation from such a massive construction project. And it's not just what happens on the Strip or near the Strip. It really impacts our entire region. Is that right? And what are the impacts? I mean, what can people expect to see as a result of this major economic development project?
Well, there's two parts of it. There's a tax advantage for all of us who live here, and then it's the use of the room tax. And many people don't understand what happens with the room tax that's collected. But I'll go back to the tax and the job creation. 400,000 people are directly employed in the resort industry in Southern Nevada. That's about 45% of all the jobs. So we are job creators, the LVCVA, the hotels. That's what we do. We create jobs, bring visitors in. $60 billion worth of economic impact annually. That's wages and purchase of items and all kinds of things and then the tax revenue that comes back. So for all of us who live here, a household saves about $2,700 a year in taxes because of the industry. And so it gives us a lower cost of living here. Taxes aren't as high. Gives us a great business environment, which is what Chamber is always trying to bring more businesses in, which is very important for us, because if a major business comes in or a corporation comes in here, we can get their meeting to come here too. Because they'll be bringing people from other cities. So it's all the synergy there is great. And then it's the look at what happens with that job creation. We're going to be spending that $1.4 billion with the convention center. So that's 5 years worth of 10 to 15,000 jobs that are going to be going on during that time. And then if you go back to the room tax, of all the room tax that's collected, we only keep a third. Convention center keeps a third, and we use that to retire debt, to operate the convention facilities, and to market the destination of Las Vegas, as well as the destination of Mesquite and Laughlin itself. $2 billion over the last, since 1999, has gone to the school district for the construction of new schools and the renovation of schools. That means the taxpayers didn't have to bear that burden of that, and so the room tax is working for them under those situations. About another 22% is in the construction of roads. The high-speed lanes on I-15 right now, as you come into town, were funded through the room tax through the convention center. At one time, 90% of all the parks in Clark County were funded by room tax. Makes a better quality of life for all of us. And so that cycle continues to go and continues to grow. We give, the room tax goes back to Nevada Commission on Tourism, which promotes the rural areas, the sightseeing that goes on around the state, which benefits us. And then we use those dollars with McCarran Airport to go out and solicit new aircraft, and new aircraft, but new air carriers, especially on the international side. But so this past December, we got Hainan Air to fly in directly from China, which was a big event for us. We worked on Virgin Air for 10 years before they decided to come to Las Vegas. And so we're very unique in the fact that we work very closely with our airport to bring new air service, which helps all of us who live here too, because it provides us with a way to go across the country or across the world. And so we impact so many different things, and that room tax is very important, but it's job creation, economic impact to the community itself, and all the businesses that benefit from that.
That's really important for people to know. I don't think people understand the various uses and how they benefit the community, uses of the room tax. And of course, there aren't any other taxes that are going to pay for this project, correct? It's all.
That's right. It's all, well, there'll be some revenue from our building rentals, so that's part of the revenue flow. That we call that PAYGO. Yeah. And then the other will be room tax. Okay. They'll be pledged against bonds for the expansion itself.
Very good. The benefits are really, really very substantial. How about for our local businesses? Are there going to be opportunities for our local businesses to participate?
Well, just by having 43 million people here, they do. I mean, there's two parts of that. And it's an opportunity for everybody, because this industry provides an economic opportunity. But first of all, those businesses that aren't here now that will come here for the tourists that come here, so that means new businesses coming into town. Some of the current businesses that service our customers will add more locations. And then the other side, all of us who live here and work in the industry, we go to the movies, we go to the grocery store, we shop, we do all of those things, so that the more people employed, it's going to help businesses. So the growth curve can continue to provide us with this great quality of life that we have, as well as a great environment for business. Business for Las Vegas is very important. I think by hosting the presidential debate, business does get done in Las Vegas. We showed to the United States and the world that the importance of that was in our destination. And so you can have any kind of meeting and be successful and enjoy the destination at the same time.
It's great. Well, I think our time has just about come to an end, but I just have one last question for you, and that is, you've been in this business for so many years. I would like you to impart to our audience, what are one or two things that you've really learned significantly that would help all of us as we look to the evolution of travel, tourism, and hospitality as a continuing economic driver for our community?
Well, I would say that a couple of things. First of all is that you need to live by your word. If you're going to promise something to someone, you need to deliver on that promise and deliver on your brand of Las Vegas, and to take care of your customers. It's all about the customer's experience itself. And so for all of us who live in Las Vegas, we are a part of this industry, no matter what job you have. And so that's important for people to realize. And the fact that you need to understand what's in your community itself, the historical things there are to do, traveling to the Grand Canyon, what your destination has to offer to people, and to have people understand that all we're doing here is to give them the opportunity to have that great experience. One thing I love to do is to go down Fremont Street or go on the Strip on a Saturday night, and you just feel the buzz. It's fantastic. There's no other place in the world that has that, can give you that, can deliver that. There's nobody else that does it 24 hours a day. And so we have that advantage, and we do it better than anybody else.
Well, Rossi, we owe a debt of gratitude for all your years of service. And not only that, it's really apparent that you eat, live, breathe, and bleed Las Vegas, all things Las Vegas, and the brand as well. So thank you, Rossi, for being here today. Really appreciate it. So that concludes today's program. Please visit us, please follow us, please like us, please join us at LV Chamber, and visit our website, lvchamber.com. We'd love to connect with you. So please join us next time. Thank you very much.